Good risings, dear family. Wagwan, Ola, Konnichiwa, and Shalom to every melanated man, woman, and child on this planet. I am just a man with a conviction, treading wisely. What is my conviction? Why wisely? My firmly held belief and or firmly held opinion is that God will have his world, God will have his people moving God's speed forever. Soul speed, one belief. And wisely because I have the knowledge, experience, and good judgment to deliver this conviction unto you for its proper manifestation by any moral means necessary using what can be known as Christ logic, or hyper logic, or balanced logic. Check these words out. I want to make this video to talk about the enemy tactics. This video is going to be called Enemy Tactics. But first, always remember, never forget, good and balanced things are always simple. Evil is always complicated. Evil will always keep things complicated, and what's balanced and good will always keep things simple. Just remember that as I go in. Evil is complicated, balance and good is simple. Why is evil complicated? Because evil has nothing to stand on other than what balance is standing on, which is good, automatically. Balance is automatically standing on good, and good welcomes balance. But evil invades and just forces its way on. How does it invade? By figuring out what you like so it can use it against you. Whatever you like. I saw a video with Charleston White talking about this. Charleston White was the first person to say these words out loud in a sequence. The enemy is going to find out what you like. They're going to find out what you like. Now, see, that connects with what I've discovered and what I found out about how the enemy operates, which is what I desire to bring awareness to, how the devil's body operates versus the soul's body, how the soul's body operates. Charleston White said these words out loud in a sentence. He said, they're going to find out what you like. Then I think about something that Rizza Islam taught. Rizza Islam, he said that the enemy is smart and well calculated. I disagree with that. Let me tell you why. Or I'm going to tell you why. Evil is not smart at all. Evil is stupid. It's stupid. Evil is just pure stupidity. There is no reasoning. There is no purpose. There is no cause. Evil just has no reasoning at all. Evil is not smart. I disagree with what Rizza Islam said about evil being well calculated and smart. No, it's not. It's not. Evil has nothing to stand on other than the good it wants to destroy. It only exists to ruin what's good's life or living. That's all the evil exists for. It doesn't exist for any other reason. What makes up this world's evil? 3 things. Every resuscitated Negro on this planet, Satan himself, and your so-called, I'm going to say it because of how much it is ruining my living. If it wasn't ruining my living, I wouldn't have nothing to say about it. Like, for example, what should be illegal is this fake universe, this play god government of ours, this government who's playing God over our lives, playing God, just do stuff to us to figure out what'll happen next. Let's just do this to them, see what'll happen. That's what they do. They just do this, see what'll happen. All about getting you to react in a way that's going to cause you to ruin your way, ruin your day. That's all it is. That's all it's for. Get you to react in a way that'll cause you to ruin your day. That's all they want. Get you to react in a way that's going to cause you to ruin your day. That's all they want. Let's talk about some of the enemy tactics. So, who's the devil's body? First, the devil itself, the leader. Then Satan, the spirit of pride. And then every resuscitated Negro on this planet. All of them, no matter what. No matter if they're good or bad, doesn't matter. Because they keep attacking us and this world is still the way it is. If this world wasn't the way it is, they wouldn't be the problem, now would they? But let's look at reality for a second. Who's the ones working in all of these poisonous food factories, poisoning our food, poisoning our oceans? Who's the ones flying in these jet planes in the sky, putting all them chemicals in the air so we can have poor reactions and poor behavior or angry reactions or angry behavior later on in the day, throughout our day? Who's poisoning the oxygen with those jets? Who's poisoning our oceans? Who's poisoning the lands? Who's poisoning the foods? What kind of people are doing this? You all need to stop looking at a country name's history for the actions of people's poor behavior. Stop looking at a country name's history as a supplement for the poor behaviors of the people. Remember, everything is just people behaving poorly. That's what everything is right now. It's just people behaving poorly. Let's talk about some more tactics real quick. Oh, yes. They always intervene. I said this before in the video. I'm going to say it again in this one. They always intervene on certain women you like to talk to. Or if they even see you, certain people that they want to force to become something. If they see you communicating with a woman, they will intervene. They just get in the way. Or they'll just bump into you and lean on you and just start over talking you with their confusing tongue. Everything they do is confusion. Everything they operate out of is confusion. Everything is. They never tell the truth, like just the truth alone. They have to have some kind of problem mixed in with it. They have to have some type of spiraling electron mixed in with whatever good or whatever lie that they consider as good or truth. They only tell us the truth so they can hurt us with the poison. They only tell us the truth so it can resonate with the energies of our hearts, and they can mix in all that poison that they got coming with it right after that. They intervene on your love life. They intervene on your private life. They intervene on everything. Oh, yes. I wanted to say what quote on Rizza Islam. They're not smart. They're not smart at all because they can only operate off of what we like and or what we know of so they can use it against us. They have nothing to stand on, nothing to work for, nothing to fight for, nothing to live for other than the destruction of our lives. The devil's body only exists for the destruction of our lives globally. That's it. They intentionally confuse everything. Here's another reason why they confuse everything. Because if we were to come to a simple ideology or a simple mentality, we would see how much of a problem that they actually are, and we would simply get rid of them, or we would simply stop them from being the problem. Simple. This is why they fight so hard night and day to make sure that everything remains complicated. Everything has to be complicated with the devil's body. It has to be. They cannot allow anything to be simple, not even for a second. They have to continuously brainwash us. They have to continuously push negative messages in our head. They have to ensure that we have a problem no matter what. I want to say these words out loud. The enemy's, our enslavement is the enemy's survival, meaning that they cannot function unless we are enslaved by them. You follow what I'm saying? They are so rotten to the core evil that any idea of us living a good life without problems in it, they just can't fathom it intentionally. They intentionally cannot fathom us living a good life. They intentionally cannot. That's how the devil's body operates. I live in this country, America, this region of land colonized to be called America, where I am watching night and day how they just consistently ensure that our lives will remain destroyed. Yet, they don't get called out for it, spoken on, nothing. You want to know why that is primarily? Because it's like they're like a conscious mind or subconscious mind as the body. Like when you look at the devil's body, you'll see the conscious mind and the subconscious mind of it. Now check this out. 5% of the conscious mind is what's surface, and 95% of the subconscious mind is what's below the surface. But it's still a part of the same. It's still a part of the same hookup. It's still a part of the same conjunction. You follow what I'm saying? It's still a part of the same complex. Now, I say that example to give this realization or this revelation. 5% of what they do, they keep in front of us to let us know how evil and disgusting that they are truly, and 95% of it, what they do, they keep it off camera. Brother Rizza Islam, the enemy is not smart. They're idiots. They only survive off of our enslavement. That is evil and stupidity right there. This darkness, evil that needs to be stopped by any moral means necessary. And here's another thing too I want to throw out loud. I want to say this word out loud too. I only personally have this much awareness to how the enemy operates because they keep on attacking the same way with the same tactics. Their tactics don't change up. They keep attacking with the same way. This is how it works so well for the last 6,000 years. Also, too, I want to throw this out here. Their numbers are not depleting faster than we think they are. They just put that out there so we don't do anything to stop them. They have many, many ways to ensure that we will not do what needs to be done, which is the simple answer, stopping them from being what they are. Period. That's a simple answer there. But they make sure that we don't face simplicity. Let me say this right quick. Their numbers are not dwindling. Always remember, never forget. In the Genesis of Anno Domini, they started out with 144,000. 2,000 years later, they're 2 billion globally. They're at 2 billion globally. They're still the minority on a global basis, on a global scale. But think about it. When they kidnap our little girls off the street, what do you think they're doing to them when they take them overseas? They are breeding more of them through our daughters, through our children that they're kidnapping. They're breeding more of them. They are forcing themselves on our children until they are unalived. They are forcing themselves on our children until they unalive them. And they of course they put the 5% that they have out here for us to see, so they can know how much, so we can know how much they're destroying our lives, because they have how much they like to boast and brag about it. Because let's not forget, everything that they do is for a fairy tale. They do everything out of the desire of a fairy tale. Like, let's do this to them and see what happens next. Let's do this to them, we'll see what happens next. Let's just do this to them. Let's just do this now. Let's just do this now. Let's switch it up. Let's do this now. Nothing stays the same. Keep it complicated. Keep it confused. But moving forward, they take our daughters overseas. They breed light skins. Take those light skins. Force breed lighter light skins. Take those light skin. Force breed. There you go. Fully resuscitated man or woman. Now we got another problem right there. Because that's all they exist for, is to be a problem. They don't exist for no other reason other than to be a problem. They prove that to me every day. I watch them every day. Look at them. See them. They don't stop attacking ever. They don't stop getting in the way. They don't stop intervening. They don't stop being a problem. They don't stop. The devil's body does not stop. It just doesn't stop. Can't stop. Because here's the reality. If the devil's body, meaning what's giving the devil its power, chose to lean on reasoning, the devil that's their master would actually kill them all. The devil would kill every last one of them if they chose to stop serving and turn away. They have no way out, nor do they even want one. They love every bit of this. They love in every single bit of it. Just bringing some awareness to the table and saying some things out loud, that's all. Not trying to go too hard, because what I'm around and what I work with and how their actions are, all those evil eyes, see them every day. You won't give me a chance to see anything else. I am going to keep on doing whatever I can to force love into this world. Why? Because you keep surrounding me with nothing but something to hate. I don't want to hate, but you want me to hate because you hate me. You hate me for no reason at all, but you just do it. You just hate. And since you know I like women, you're doing your best to consistently use that against me by constantly getting in the way of any kind of woman I may even think about talking to. You are just getting in the way. I am watching you do it all the time. If I even look at a woman, there go your eyes with those evil eyes. I see you every day. You are not something safe to live with at all. None of you are, and you know it. Oh yeah, I want to say these words out loud too. I see why now they were so eager to keep Dr. King brainwashed in order to force integration in the 60s. They claim that they don't like us and they claim that they don't want to be bothered with us, but that's a lie too. Everything that they say is a lie. Everything. It's the devil's body. But here's the thing. This is why integration was they were so eager to force integration. So everything that's happening right now today can happen the way it is, incorrectly. Where we have nothing but problems surrounding us. Ain't gonna be no more Tulsa, Oklahomas, because there's too many of them ensuring that we can't even get our foot on the ground to start building. They are making sure that we cannot even get a step on the ground to properly build. This is how evil they are. Just be aware of it. Just gonna say random things, random tactics. This video will be called the Enemy Tactics 101. That's what I'm gonna call this video. Enemy Tactics 101. Yeah, sure. Remember, they have nothing to stand on other than what good naturally gives us a foundation to stand on. See, here's the thing. Good is just automatically there for us to stand on. And when we stand on it, we balance. Evil doesn't want that, meaning the devil's body and what makes up the devil's body. Evil doesn't want us to live like that. It just wants us to live opposite of what's good, period. So that means imbalanced mind, evil foundation, period. That's what evil wants. Doesn't want anything good for us at all. They only exist to ensure our lives will be destroyed. They will only exploit everything. They will only humiliate you. They will only attack you. They will only kill you. They will only lie to you and set you up. Only. They ensure that every second you spend around them will be uncomfortable. Because they can't fathom, they just intentionally cannot fathom you living a life in peace. They intentionally cannot fathom that at all. The pointless confusion, acting confused. Remember, everything that the enemy does in that 95%, meaning what's off camera, because they do 5% on camera and 95% off camera. Oh yeah, all of our tribal brothers and sisters globally, kidnapping them, forcing themselves on them, breeding more of themselves through our tribal brothers and sisters, kidnapping them by the hundreds and thousands. Here's the ultimate reality. Thousands of us are taken every month, as long as they are in this fake charge of our world. As long as they have all these fairy tales that they're constantly going to keep forcing us to live through, thousands of us will be taken every month, every day, nonstop. There will not be a single moment or a single day where our lives are not being taken from us to satisfy their endless fairy tales. Just bringing some awareness. This video is for educational purposes only, right? Ain't that what y'all say? Yeah, I'm gonna say this video is for awareness purposes only. Knowledge and education, knowledge or the gathering of it, right? Yeah. Moving forward. Yeah, they take thousands of us every month. Every single month, thousands of us are being taken every month. So they can satisfy their fairy tales. Take this many people to see what's going to happen. Take this many people to do this. They're worried about, I hear things like they're worried about, like I said, losing themselves or losing their numbers. They're not losing any numbers. Their numbers are actually growing. That's what I was going to say. Their numbers are actually growing. Why? Because like I said, in the Genesis of Anno Domini, in the year of the Lord, meaning 24 years ago now, they only had 144,000. And now today they're at 2 billion globally. Their ultimate goal, obviously, is to wipe out the dominant gene as much as possible. Just wipe out as much of the black as possible. Just wipe it out, right? Like that story you told me about how your person had that cloth on the shoe. And he was just trying to wipe the black out, just wipe it out. But no matter how hard he tried to do it, he just couldn't do it. So he just kept wiping and wiping and wiping and wiping and wiping. Just trying to wipe the black out, i.e. replace the dominant gene with the recessive gene globally, meaning unaliving us into a global minority. That's what their ultimate goal is. Reason why is because we'll be easier to conquer that way. We'll be easier to conquer and play more games with that way. That's why. Moving forward, they're pure evil and can't be anything else. They can't fathom. They intentionally confuse them. Let's look at it this way for an example. Remember, like if you're in a football game or something, right? And you got the team, they're trying to psych themselves up. They're trying to hype themselves up. We ain't losing. We ain't fathoming losing. You know, we can't fathom losing right now. We ain't doing it. No, we win. We get out there and we dominate. You know, that's how evil looks at good. Oh man, I can't fathom you living a good life. I can't fathom you living in peace. I can't fathom that intentionally. That's what evil does. That's what the body of the devil does. That's what the body of the devil is, to ensure that we just do not have a good life, period. That's what the body of the devil is. Now, the soul's body, meaning the black folks or every melanated man, woman, and child on this planet who never did anything to this people. We never did anything to them. They just appeared out of nowhere with an agenda to take everything that we have for good and turn it for evil, period. Just be aware of it, you know? Why do you think there are so many of us fighting with each other nowadays? Oh yeah, I'm gonna throw these words out here too. All that the enemy primarily wants is to ensure, well, the details of how it's ruining our lives, more elaborate details, is to ensure that we have some kind of conflict in our lives every single second of it, whether you have a mental conflict or whether you have a belief or feeling conflict, or whether you have some kind of external conflict with your girl or, them, since they can't stop attacking or never stop attacking, never stop bothering you, never stop spying on you, you know, helicopters in the sky, workplace environment, on the road. Virtually every melanated man, woman, and child on this planet cannot go 40 minutes throughout their day without experiencing some kind of discrimination. We just can't. They really want our lives to be that miserable. They really do. They just don't show it because they do so much pretending to be nice and friendly. They pretend to be nice, and they're human, so they have the ability to pretend and be nice. But in reality, no, they just want to destroy our lives. They just want to make sure that our lives remain destroyed. Their numbers are not dropping; they're increasing. They just lied to you and told you that their numbers are dropping. Why? Because we know that a simple solution, which will be a good solution, would be them not doing what they are doing to destroy our lives anymore, because they are the only ones destroying our lives. Now, see, a lot of people may say that, well, black people, the dominant genetic people, or the melanated people. I don't like to use color. I really don't like the concept of color at all. I don't. We're not black. It's not what we are. A color is not a thing. It's how something looks, but it's not a thing. It's not a thing that you can consider to be an organ or something that holds an important piece. And on top of that, when you look at the definition of the word black more closely, you'll really see that it defines as power sharing. That's what the word black means. When you look at it in a more closer definition, it defines us with power sharing. That's why they call us that. Like Dr. Umar was talking about, how they want our power to be shared with them. Because remember, our enslavement is their survival. They cannot survive without us being enslaved under them. They can't do it. They can't do it. Why? Because they don't want to. What, you thought it was a reason? No, they don't have any kind of reason as to what they're doing at all. They're just destroying our lives, period. They don't have a reason as to why they're doing it. They're just doing it. I mean, if you want to give them a reason, even though they don't deserve one, because it's fun for them. Or should I say details of how they operate? Because it's fun. It's fun. They have endless amount of fairy tales, endless amount of flags they can poke on a part of our world and just say, this is a country name now. Poke a little flag on our world after slaughtering about, a couple thousand of us. Their numbers are not dwindling, they're increasing. They have an agenda to wipe us out, or at least get us to a point where we can be easier to conquer. They don't care about our well-being. They don't care about our lives. They don't care about any of us at all. They don't. They just act like they do so they can be evil longer. You say something about one of them, they all respond. They're all connected to the same indoctrination. They all are. They just can't fathom. They intentionally just can't fathom. They intentionally confuse themselves. They intentionally confuse everything. They have to keep it all complicated. They just have to keep us with a problem in some kind of way, shape, form, or imagination. This is the Enemy Tactics video 101. Enemy Tactics 101. I wanted to say some more things, though. Oh, yes. What Charleston White said, leading to what Rizza Islam said. What Charleston White said out loud for the first time. He said that, for the first time I've heard it, he said that they're going to find out what you like. They are going to find out what you like. Yeah, of course, because they don't have anything that they like other than to destroy your lives, to destroy our lives. That's the only thing they want to do. So they're going to find out what you like in this life that you're living. And they're going to figure out a way to just use that against you. And then I wanted to lead to Rizza Islam's point, because the enemy is not smart or intelligent at all. They're not calculated. They just watch us endlessly, night and day, acting like they don't want to watch us, but they're watching us still. Just confusion. It's just endless confusion. They're not smart or anything. They are just an endless evil that only wants to figure out what it can do to destroy our lives. But the only way to figure out what you can do to destroy our lives, you have to know and or learn of what our lives are, or our lives are like. So you watch us, watch every single detail of what we do spiritually, soulfully, and physically. Spiritually, soulfully, and physically, you figure out every minute detail of what we like, just so you can figure out how to use it against us. That's not intelligence at all. That's unreasonable, barbaric stupidity right there. That's exactly what that is. They do everything. In the 95%, I wanted to mention this a little bit more. They do everything to make sure that they will not have to be held accountable for it. Remember, in order to be accountable, you have to be responsible. In order to be responsible, you have to care. They have no care at all. So therefore, they can't be responsible or can't be accountable. So they have to hide as much as they possibly can, as in regards to how they're destroying our lives and what they're doing to spy and intervene on the women we talk to and just want to pop up out of nowhere and get in the way of what we're doing. They have to do that in a way where they won't be held accountable for it. That's why they set up all of their laws that they cursed us into following. We were cursed into following every law that they set up for us. They cursed us into following their laws. They cursed us into them. This is why we follow them. And all of their laws are only set up to where they can destroy our lives without having to take accountability for it. That's what all their laws are for. Every single law ever invented is only here so that the enemy can destroy our lives without being held accountable for it. That's what every law is for. For example, love your slave master. That was a law for black people to follow. That was a law. Love your slave master. Don't fight back. Just take it. And then from generation to generation, moving on forward into the day, we were taught the same thing. This is why everybody just sits back and watches them destroy us. You see who the enemy is. You know what the simple answer is, but why don't you just pick the simple answer? Want to know why? Because we were taught to complicate everything intentionally. We just complicate everything. But the simple answer is peace, love, unity, and advancement. But that's exactly what they do not want us to live in at all. I hope this is making sense to you. These kind of videos right here, I kind of sort of got to make them go all over the place. I kind of sort of got to because of my surroundings and who I sort of, because of, surroundings. I'd rather get the message to you as much as I possibly can before they just ensure that I can't. You follow what I'm saying? Let me just say those words right there. But I'm running out of space, so I'm going to go ahead and close out this video. Remember, balancing good. What's good and balanced is always simple, and what's evil is always complicated, intentionally complicated. Balance stands on good by nature. Evil does its best to force its way in to stand on the good and remove the balance from the equation completely. In order for so evil can just be what is the center and focal of everything. Evil wants to be the center and focal of everything in our lives. We don't get it. It does its best to prevent us from choosing. It does its best to prevent us from realizing it's even here, ensuring that it's going to screw our lives up. Here's another thing too. I'm going to close out this video after saying this. Always remember, never forget, the enemy doesn't want us to be smarter or aware of anything because it is everywhere destroying our lives. Therefore, the more knowledge we gain, the more we will desire to stop it from doing so. And evil does not want to be stopped. It does not want to be stopped. It wants to keep on destroying our lives to enjoy these fairy tales forever. So, I hope you got the message out of all of that I've said. If I skipped anything or talked too fast past points and I didn't recover anything, do your best to connect the dots yourself and gain knowledge in your own way from this video. But let's close it out. Always remember, never forget, it is not about a competition with me. It is only about the awareness and knowledge of what needs to be stopped. I don't desire to be your king or your leader. I only desire to defend and protect you. Only. Therefore, love your neighbor as you love yourself, and defend your neighbor as you defend yourself. Be lifted in the spirit and walk good forever. Peace, love, unity, and advancement to you all, my family.